Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, January 17th, 2022, Tuesday, January the 17th. And if you haven't already, everybody subscribe to this YouTube channel. Ah, Chance. Chance and Sharon talking daily is a daily and sometimes multiple times a day occurrence, right? We can already tell they're putting them two together. Chance is already rethinking his career choice. He's examining it. He's trying to figure out, what do I want to do? Is this truly my calling? That's interesting. Do I smell a new COO of Chancellor Industries? Chancellor? Or actually, isn't he Philip? I think his real name is Philip Chancellor the third. Yeah, I think he's Philip. They just call him Chance. You know what, Daily Recap fans? What is Chance's real official legal name? Okay, I think it's Philip. I think he's named after his daddy. So let's see. Not that he's had an ounce of business experience, but you want to know who would put him in that job? His grandmother. She sure would. She'd put him in the job. So let's see. And he may not be too bad at it. I don't know. He's good at, well, Lily's not bad at it. I'm not going to say she's bad, but Chance just has zero experience. So we shall see. That was interesting. We've got Phyllis talking to Stark as if she could get any information out of Stark. Come on. I don't know what she's thinking. What are you up to? Tell me. What are you and Diane consorting about? I want to know because I want her gone. Want her out of this town. And you're doing something with her. I know you are. I want to know. And he looks at her, as entertaining as you are, I have to go. So then Phyllis and Tucker are bumping into each other way too much, if you ask me. Tucker, for one, is going to be on his way out. I already know it. But he wouldn't mind doing some damage on his way out. Like Phyllis said, Diane didn't deliver the goods for you at all. At all. So I'm sure you have no reason not to want her out of town. And Tucker's just like, Phyllis, you kind of need to you got way too much negativity going on with you. And Phyllis is looking at him like, please, look, you're the one that said you wanted to burn it all down, right? So Tucker doesn't give her anything at all. And she goes, so she's talking to Daniel now. See, Phyllis, she's talking to everybody. Daniel and Phyllis have a meeting. They're sitting there. And he goes, hey, Mom, ready to brainstorm? Let's get this going. Diane, you see that man that you passed leaving? Because it wasn't Tucker, it was Jeremy. So you're talking to Tucker first, then Jeremy. And he goes, yeah, the guy in the suit? Mm-hmm. That's Jeremy Stark. That's the criminal Diane brought into town. They're up to no good. I saw them at Noah's Club. They're definitely colluding with one another. I even saw Diane and Jack kissing. Daniel looks at her. We're supposed to be having a business meeting. She has taken everybody. We're all in danger. I am about to lose it. I'm about to lose it. So he looks at her and he's like, you know what? Maybe this was a wrong idea. What do you mean? He goes, what I mean is, you are absolutely not in the head space to help me launch a company. He says, oh, look, and what's happening with you? Your whole aura, this whole thing going on? He goes, it's opposite of what the game is supposed to do. He says, how could you help me bring my dream to reality like this? He goes, no. I'm beginning to think I made a mistake hiring you. What? I could do that job in my sleep. And he looked at her. He said, could have been. But guess what? You're not, he almost told her, you're not doing none of it while you awake. He's got nothing from her. She's contributing. And he goes, this I can't deal with. He goes, things are uncertain enough with what's going on with Chancellor Winters. So for me not to be able to keep my process going, even through uncertainty, he goes, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this with you. And I'm not going to deal with this with you. So get a self-help book. Matter of fact, get 2 self-help books, Mom. Okay, because you need them. And I'm out of here. And she looked at him, what, huh? What's he talking about? And so she's sitting there like, I don't know what Daniel's talking, huh? And I think Tucker walked in after Daniel because Phyllis was able to now get in on him, right? But yeah, she's unraveling. She's about to, and so Daniel goes to see Summer. Okay. Now Summer has already left the house. She's already upset. She's already pissed with Kyle because she walks in and there's Phyllis talking to Daniel. And he's just like, oh, Lord have mercy. So she leaves the house mad because Kyle walks down the stairs and she has a banana in her hand. Oh, is that banana for me? How could it be for you? She says, I didn't even know you were still home. And he looked at her. Oh, now Diane and Jack are in the living room. And Summer looks at Diane and she goes, Diane, you're here awfully early. Or actually, she may have even said it before Kyle came down the stairs because she walked out the kitchen. You're here awfully early. And then she goes, and you're in the same dress you were in last night. Did you stay the night here? Well, yes. And Jack goes, well, no, in order to keep up the cover that she went to Chicago, she couldn't go back to the hotel. So yeah, she needed to stay here. And Summer just looks at him, them both, and she shakes her head. And that's when she's walking towards the door. And then that's when Kyle comes. And so she goes, I'm going to go to work. And so he says, well, when she says she didn't get the banana for him, he's like, well, like, goodness, you could have. And so he asked his mom and Jack, what's going on? So how's everything going? Oh, well, everything is going according to plan. And, we're just waiting we got another plan that's going to accept. And Summer goes, whoa. I mean it. And so she walks back into the living room over to Kyle. She says, we're not going to be involved in this at all. And she looks at Jack and Diane. She says, I don't want to know anything. I know too much already, and I'm not happy with what I know. Kyle and I are staying out of this. You are not going to implicate us. We're not going to be accessories to this. And so she looked at Kyle. I mean it, Kyle. So Kyle looks at her and he goes, well, then I'm going to work. So she goes, so we're not going to ride together? Fine. So she goes barreling out the house, right? So now they both end up at Jabot. He's following her. Summer, Summer, look, I'm really upset too. And so she goes, oh, thank you. You're up because this has gotten out of hand, Kyle. I am glad you're upset like I am. Look, it is not too late for us to go to Paris. We could take Harrison. And he goes, no, hold up. I'm upset at you. And Summer looked at him. She said, me? Why are you upset at me? Because of you, I don't know what the plan is. Because of you, I can't help keep my mother out of danger. Now I don't know what's going on. That's why I'm mad. And she said, oh my God. Like, are you kidding me right now? You can't protect your mother. Summer's like, what about me and Harrison? And so then Daniel walks up and is like, hey, is everything going okay here? And so Kyle goes, he walks away. And Daniel's like, what I walk in on? And she says, oh, then she talked about, oh my God, just things going on with his mother and dying. And Jack, she goes, it is ridiculous. I can't handle this. And so Daniel said, well, look, I came over here to talk about our mother, Summer. She's spiraling out of control. She is. She's getting ready to create some devastation. And I don't know, what do we do to save her from herself? And so finally, Summer said, you know what, Daniel? She's an adult, okay? She's going to do what she wants to do. She's going to. The decision she makes is going to be hers. We just need to make sure we are like not collateral damage of her destruction. And Kyle walked back in as Summer saying that. And Kyle is thinking, is she talking to him about my mother? Right? Phyllis and Diane, both tornadoes. Both tornadoes. So Daniel says, well, look, I got to go. I'll see you later, sis. And so he leaves and Kyle says, were you talking about your mother or were you talking about my mother? And Summer looks at him and she said, I was talking about my mother. But the statement applies to your mother as well. And I said, good, Summer, good, good. My mother may be in trouble and I got to help her. I got to save her. I got to commit crimes with her. It's my mother. When he used to have made a promise to Summer that there is no way anything Diane, he would let anything come between he and Summer where Diane is concerned, but please. And Diane, at the beginning of the show, she was meeting with Stark. This is before she allegedly went to Chicago. And no. This is after she came back. She and Jack put their new plan in motion. She called him and said, hey, got something for you. And he's like, come on over, And so he goes, let's meet at Society. She goes, no, let's meet somewhere more private. He's like, okay, come to my suite. All right. So she hangs up and she goes, all right, it's in motion. So now Chance is still at the coffee house talking to Sharon. Jack comes in and he sits there and he says, hey, Chance, how are you? He goes, fine, Jack, fine. So Jack tells Sharon, I would like my usual. She goes, coming right up. So Chance gets a phone call and he goes, because he tells Sharon, oh, this is from Chicago. I got to take this. And Jack is sitting at the other table looking like, okay. And so he goes, really? So what? Okay. So now they're showing Diane in the hotel room with Stark. Oh, he wants to seal the deal. She gives him the necklace. Oh, he feels she proved herself, so she thinks. And he goes, well, something else. We need to seal this deal. She goes, oh, some champagne. I would love it. He goes, no, we need to seal it with something more than champagne. So he goes, and her back is to him because he puts the necklace around her neck and he goes, this is yours. And she goes, no, I bought this for you. This was for you, proving my loyalty. She goes, I could hardly go wearing this around Genoa City. And so he goes, well, let's seal this more comfortably. So Diane's kissing him, but all of a sudden she starts like coughing. She goes, ooh, Jeremy, I'm allergic to your cologne, something, there's a fragrance. And he goes, really? But it's all natural. He's probably thinking, and every other time we've been together, I've been wearing it, right? Every time. So he goes, well, okay, I'll take a quick shower. Because she let him unzip her dress and she goes, okay, and I'll be waiting when you get out that shower. So he goes in the shower. Diane takes some other evidence, probably from the scene or something. She stashes it in his clothes, the clothes drawer part. She also takes some envelope and she looking, where can she hide it? Where can she hide it? So she puts it up under the mattress. And then she texts Jack, all set. And Jack gets that text and he sees, oh, Chance got his phone call. So somehow they're trying to tip off probably Chicago PD or something, and saying it was Jeremy Stark that took the something. They're going to implicate the police to Jeremy's room. Now, what's going to be interesting to me, for one, Jeremy wasn't seen on any security camera. But perhaps what Jack was wearing is a hoodie. But guess what? Jeremy kind of has a little scruffy, not a beard, but Jeremy is not clean shaved like Jack is, right? So we'll see how they're trying to set up Jeremy. But what that's going to do, that's going to piss him off so bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's going to be something, because it's, you know what it's not going to be? It's not going to be nowhere near as clean as Jack was hoping it was going to be. Watch, it's not going to go that clean and good. Good. So let's go to comment corner. Libby says, oh, I just had an idea based on something mentioned on another YouTube channel. Okay, tell me, Libby, tell me. What if Jeremy got out of prison early on the condition that he set his partner up? We've mentioned before, Diane might be the mastermind of the money smuggling, not the victim. Remember how Jeremy warned her? Yep, I remember saying that too. Warned her about being arrested, and he told her to get out of there so she could be protected. That's not something you would do for an underling. That's what you do for your boss. I know. Diane was definitely way more involved, way more involved. Carrie Jo says, doesn't anyone remember Diane was supposedly scared to death of Stark? Now, all of a sudden, she's not scared of him. She says she could handle him. What happened to being so afraid of Stark? Oh, I know. And then Libby says, moving away from the initial quote of the day on to slang, snack is slang for snake. Could you just say snake, Libby? Just say snake, okay? I'm a little older. I'm not up on all of the slangs, okay? Somebody put a comment, and when I mentioned I had a granddaughter, and they were saying, you do not look old enough to have a granddaughter. And I'm like, I think they said, you look 49. And I said, I'm in my 60s. Goodness, look. And I'm not going to take it all the way up, but there is gray up in here. Gray, everybody. So anyway, subscribe, and push the like bell. Thank you, Libby. And what the heck do Jack and Diane think is going to happen to that jewelry once they steal it? Jeremy's going to want it. Really short-sighted. My whole thing is, you're going to give it to Stark. How are you getting it back? How are you getting it back? Like, they never even showed how Jack got his initial $250,000 back. No, actually, I think there was $500,000 in there. $500,000. He's supposed to get the other half that Tuesday. And then Annette says, is Tucker Sally's father? Very interesting. And then Patricia said, very interesting. That would be a great twist. Sally mentioned to Nick about what happened to her parents. And from The Bold and the Beautiful, where her character originated, of course, her parents were already dead because she was raised by her Aunt Sally. Her Aunt Sally and her mother were sisters, but they never really talked about her father. And then Dito says Summer needs to get her dominatrix outfit, including her whip. She needs to call Kyle to come home and surprise him. Please whip him into shape and take any and all coffee he gets from Mrs. Martinez away. He is too much of mama's boy now. I know. Way too much of mama's boy. LOL, this plan of Diane is gonna blow up, and there's going to be a lot of casualties. I felt sorry for Tucker in a way. He meant well, but he went about it all the wrong way. Don't think he's gonna stick around long. I don't think so either. But I'm sure it will mess up the act. Wait, I'm sure I'll miss the actor if he does leave. I'm gonna miss him too. I really am. I really had fun with Trevor St. What's his name? Is it Trevor St. John? Goodness. Yeah, I think that's it. He's so zen. LOL. If you haven't already, subscribe. So, look, I got Libby and Dito saying subscribe. Says you're missing out on a great daily GH daily recaps and YNR daily recap conversations. And Sherry says, this Diane story has gotten way out of hand. Anita says, Lily and Billy have not mentioned where they're going to live. Did they both buy the unit? I know, I'm kind of thinking they bought it together. Or are they renting the unit? What happened to the house Lily and Kane bought? Or Nate's house? Lily and Kane sold the house to Nate. Nate bought it from actually Lily. And they never show what Lily did with the money. Lily was living in the Grand Phoenix, I think, her and Billy. And they decided to get out of that hotel life and get a place together. So I don't know if they really logistically said they bought it or the place together. And in reality, Summer owned the unit next door, because where they are now is next door to Summer's old unit that Phyllis and Billy, when they were together, were in Summer's unit. And when Phyllis got rid of Billy then rented the unit next door so he could play his music really, really loud and annoy her. And that's that unit. So I don't know. Since they ended up going back to that unit, did Billy buy it? And maybe, I don't know. And so then it says, Jack has really lost it mentally. 100. Stealing Nikki's jewelry. Of course, Diane will blame Jack. It was not her idea. She knew nothing about it, which is so true. Diane picked the target, and Diane cunningly led Jack to come up with a way to make targeting Nikki a reality. And stupid Jack feels like he's just helping when no, she has just implicated him just as much. Oh, no, not just as much. He was actually the thief. So he is in trouble way more than Diane ever is. He actually committed grand larceny. So anyway, everybody, that's it. Whoa, I picked the wrong ending. There we go. Anyway, everybody, that's it for the daily recap for The Young and the Restless. I will be back tomorrow.